Configuration check. The configuration check chapter emphasizes the importance of a few important steps to ensure stability, efficiency, and proper functionality of the configuration. Verifying the license in the license check, including establishing an accurate routing domain setup, conducting thorough validation with a dashboard check, and performing comprehensive test calls. License. Let's take a brief detour before starting with the configuration check to ensure a fully functional license key for anynode is available. To access the licensing page in anynode's web frontend, click Licenses. If you wish to try out anynode, a demo license is automatically included with every installation. However, this license is limited to 4 sessions and occasionally plays a voice announcement in the audio streams. Moreover, the media pass-through and internal path replacement features are not functional. For additional sessions, our licensing sales team will assist you. You can also obtain a free LOD key for a personal, time-limited test license with no restrictions. A LOD key is an activation code sent to you via email after request or purchase, allowing you to create your anynode license. For further licensing information, please refer to the License on Demand tech note, the software upgrade service information on our homepage, or watch the anynode licensing and software upgrade service videos on our YouTube channel. Routing domain. After checking the license, let's look at the routing domain configuration details, which have been created based on the assisted routing configuration. To access the routing domain section in anynode's frontend, click Routing Domain in the left menu tree. In the root section, the table displays the filter and establishment rules between source and destination nodes. However, in this example, no further configuration measures are required. You can modify the root table anytime, as anynode processes it sequentially from top to bottom. As a reminder of the routing domain behavior in anynode, the root selection occurs after the application of the incoming dial string rewrite rules of a source node, and before the application of the outgoing dial string rewrite rules of the destination node. Dashboard. To view the overall status in anynode's dashboard, switch to Monitor mode from Configuration mode in the top right menu. Under SIP nodes, you can check the operating status of all configured node objects. A green OK state of a node indicates that the node is in operation. By clicking on the Cisco Webex Calling node, you can access more detailed information, including the amount of successful received options packets display. The upper value under Received shows that the Cisco Webex Calling server is sending options packets to any node, while the lower value under Send indicates that any node is sending options packets and receiving a response from Cisco. You can update the displayed information in the Overview dialog by clicking Refresh. If adopted, anynode's wizard automatically sets appropriate target URIs and displays them as transport connections. The presence of imported or retrieved certificates can be reviewed in the Dashboard Certificates and Certificates Issuance sections. Test calls. After completing the configuration process, making test calls and running a trace is highly recommended. To confirm that all nodes are working and root entries are functioning as expected. Now, switch to the Configuration Mode view and click Tracing in the left menu tree. There is also a shortcut via the Trace display for instant access to the trace configuration. Click on Trace, displayed in the top right corner of anynode's web frontend. There is also indicated whether a trace is currently active. In case of voice over IP related problems, the communication between any node and the remote endpoints is logged in a file once the trace function of any node has been activated. This file can then be analyzed with the Trace Analyzer. Start the trace recording just in time and before the actual call signaling, including any non-call related voice over IP actions in any node such as TLS handshakes, DNS lookups, SIP register requests, database queries, and others are essential. The default trace conditions and settings are usually sufficient. When you are ready for your test, you can start the trace. Click on Activate to enable the trace recording. Now, start a test call. Switch to monitor mode in the upper right corner and click on Active Sessions to see all ongoing and completed calls. To conduct an audio quality check, please engage in conversation on both ends of the call for a period of time. Recently disconnected calls are also visible for 5 seconds, allowing immediate visibility of rejected or terminated calls. In this example, we are doing a phone call from the voice over IP provider toward the Cisco Webex client to verify the proper use of the defined route in any node. You can also view all past calls in the call history section. Now, let's switch to configuration mode again, and click on Tracing in the left menu tree. Stop the trace recording with Deactivate. Then, download the trace file from the server where any node is installed by using the Download Trace File function to save the trace to the desired location. To analyze any node trace files, TE Systems provides the Trace Analyzer, a powerful Windows-based tool for analyzing and debugging any node trace files. If you are working via remote access, the Trace Analyzer must be downloaded separately from the anynode server and installed on the workstation. You can also download the anynode Trace Analyzer directly to your Windows workstation from the anynode frontend with a click on Download Installer. The anynode Trace Analyzer empowers you to identify causes of problems, so you can choose whether to resolve it on your own or send in the anynode trace to our technical support at te-systems.com. Open the trace with a double-click. In the Trace Analyzer, select your session and double-click on it. This will provide an overview of the SIP message flow for each session, displaying information about combined or individual media flow directions. The left side shows the origin of the call, with any node displayed in the center. The center line represents the call termination. On the right side, a completely new and independent call is established with distinct call IDs and SIP headers. Click on an invite to view specific details about the SIP messages. Click on Audio in the upper menu to view the recorded audio. Use Play to conduct an audio quality check. Congratulations! You successfully configured Cisco Webex Calling with the anynode SBC. Your dedication and effort have paid off, and now you have a powerful solution in place for seamless communication.